This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Everywhere you turn, it's the same old sports talk, the same headlines, the same news, and the same boring information. This podcast is here to change all of that. We bring you hot sports takes, winning sports betting strategy and picks, reliable gaming industry news, and breaking interviews with some of the biggest names in sports business. My name is Ryan Newpel, and welcome to the Noop Sports Show. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Noop Sports Show. I'm your host, Ryan Newpel, here with you each and every week, each and every day, it seems like these days. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. We appreciate your time and kind of giving us a little bit of your time. Today, I'm here with a very special guest. I have Ryan Garcia, the owner at denversportsbetting.com. Ryan, are you on the line with me?
I am. I appreciate it, Ryan. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no, it's my pleasure. I appreciate you being here. I cannot wait to talk a little Colorado sports, a little Denver sports. Man, we are on the cusp of sports coming back. I can feel it. I can feel it coming this way. Man, are you excited to kind of get some sports back? Are you excited to get some sports back?
I definitely am. It's just, oh man, it's just any kind of entertainment, but especially sports. You know, there's never been a time without sports, and yeah, it's been tough without it. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even realize, we all say we love sports, but you don't even realize until it's gone how much you actually rely on sports in your day-to-day conversations and your day-to-day entertainment value. But once it's gone, it's like, man, we need it back so badly, so badly. So I can't wait. I'm itching.
Yeah, I've had to resort back to talking about weather.
Oh yeah, no, come on. I don't need that. So Ryan, tell me a little bit about denversportsbetting.com and the site and kind of where it came about and how long you've been running it, and tell the audience a little bit about the site you got going on.
So Denver Sports Betting is the one-stop shop for sports betting content for Denver and Colorado overall. It started off just when ESPN sent out the notification that sports betting can become legal in each state. I started buying up a bunch of domain names, and that was one of them. Kept sleeping, kept me up because I was like, I got to do something with this one. I just can't sell it. So, yeah, I started building it up, and yeah, it's been going on for over a year now, and we're rocking and rolling. We're getting towards our goal.
That's amazing. I love to see I've loved personally seeing the progression that you've made on the site. I mean, I know we touched base, back when you were starting this thing, and you kind of had this dream and this vision of creating this site. And I think if you look now, it's one of the authority sites in the city, and like you said, focusing on Colorado sports. And I love that it's a niche site like that, and you're really focused, right? I mean, some of these sites these days are all over the place and really broad. You're focused on Denver and really hitting that audience there. So I think you're doing a great job of that.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm born and raised Denver, Colorado. I love my state. I love the city of Denver. So if we can provide some entertainment, some fun to them, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. And you had to have been excited, back when, what was it, May or April or whenever that Denver and Colorado actually legalized. And I mean, you had to have been just dying for that day to happen, right?
Yes, yeah. Then that day had me on pins and needles. Oh man, it was close. It was really close. It came down to that last minute, and we put it through. And I'm so proud of Colorado for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the betting handle in that state has been very positive, or at least it was up until COVID hit. I know the first month was really positive, and I would expect, the handle to be very large once we start seeing sports again here. What are your expectations for kind of the betting handle across the state when sports do come back? What are your expectations?
Oh, it's going to explode. We're definitely going to be one of the bigger states as far as for sports betting. I think we're estimated at 2 billion by the end of the year. In May, it was 25 million, and what were people betting on UFC and Russian ping pong? It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is. So let's talk a little bit about your hometown sports teams. So let's start in the NBA. I mean, we may be getting NBA back. Give us a little bit about the Nuggets. Where do they fit into this NBA plan that may happen actually in Orlando, my hometown city, where they're just going to start playing all these games? Where does Denver fit into this picture?
Oh man, I love it. Every year it's always like, this is our year, but I think we really are that dark horse. I think we're built for this kind of playoffs, and I really think now that Jokic is back, and just our team, we're just the way they play ball. I think we can definitely have a shot at this championship, and odds are plus 2,500 right now. So I've jumped all over that.
Hey, I mean that's a nice little long shot. I mean it's not going to make you rich, but it's definitely a decent little odds there on the Nuggets. And I've heard, I haven't really looked closely, but I've heard Jokic is kind of in game shape right now. Is that correct?
Oh man, he's got the beach body. He's ready for Orlando. He's got the six pack and everything. So that'll
That's what I heard.
be a first.
What's funny is I think the last Magic game that we attended before all of this was when the Nuggets, it was actually early in the season, the Nuggets came to town and played, and oh my gosh, Jokic was in the worst shape of his life, I believe, when I saw him playing. He was way overweight, and so to see him back in shape, ready to go, I mean, he could be a beast if he's in good shape.
Yeah, I think we're definitely gonna make the run. But that's coming from a homer. How do you feel about them?
Sure.
From the outside in within.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm still skeptical. I mean, obviously anybody, can make a run. But I think there's so many teams with, a power duo or a power trio, even some of these teams that have 2-3 guys that are going to be tough to derail. I think out there, in either side. I mean, East and West have some pretty decent teams, but you look at teams like the Lakers and teams like the Clippers, man, they're going to be tough outs. I just think they're going to be tough outs, but you also have to wonder, how have these guys been staying in shape? How have they been staying in game shape? And we're really going to see. I think we're really going to see who's. I hate to say taking it seriously, because when we're making that much money, I would hope they're all taking it seriously. But we're really going to see who's really been working out, right?
There's going to be some more than others that would definitely take it more serious than the other.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I do think the Nuggets have an outside chance to make a. They're definitely a scary team to face at this point. With some of the assets and tools that they have on their team.
Oh, definitely. And so I've seen a lot of people, coaches or even players, say this will be the toughest championship ever to win.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I do. I think just with all the unknowns, right? I mean, all the unknowns, all the time we just had off, plus now you have to deal with no fans. So how are some players and teams going to really adjust to that different mentality, right? I mean, obviously the Lakers, they thrive on that energy of their fans and people watching them. How are they going to be without any of that? Are they going to be like ho hum, like, oh, this is just kind of another game, or will they be able to kind of keep going through it? I think that's a big question mark. And then I also think just the question mark of COVID in general. And we know there's going to be cases of this. We know there's going to be players that affects. That could drastically change some of the outcomes of these games in the series.
Definitely. No, I completely agree. COVID, it's such a question mark, because your top player goes down, LeBron goes down, Kawhi goes down. Who steps up at that point? I definitely agree. It's going to be the toughest championship ever won.
It sure is. It sure is. So let's shift gears a little bit. Now we're starting with a season that's hasn't even gotten off the ground. Baseball. So baseball, man, you know what? Baseball is one of those seasons that every year I'm like, oh, it's just dragging on and on. I love the game. I love my St. Louis Cardinals, but I'm like, it's a long season. So now I'm kind of like, okay, 60-game schedule. This is going to be kind of fun. Like, I'm really excited about it. What do the Rockies have to look forward to this year? I personally haven't even studied them very closely, but I'm curious what you think the Rockies have going for them this year.
I'm excited that baseball will be back. But going into the season, if it was a full-blown season, I didn't have a lot of high hopes. But now it's anybody's game, so I'm excited. Anybody can make a run. Like, again, it's just question marks. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, we'll say.
Yeah, I mean, it's with all the sports, I mean, we could just be a broken record, right? All the question marks of the players and the teams and how they're going to react. But baseball is one of those games that
I don't know. I don't feel like the fan energy drives it that much. Maybe I'm wrong there, but I don't feel like the
No.
fan energy is gonna be that big of a factor for those guys playing. Um, I do personally like a couple of the rule changes that they made in baseball this year. I know the one that I particularly like is the pitcher has to pitch three batters, or has to face at least three batters. I think that'll speed up the
Yeah.
game. And while baseball purists may not love that idea, I just like it from a pure gameplay standpoint. And like, look, we don't need to, every 3 seconds be changing pitchers out here. Let's at least make them face a few batters first. So I do like that one. How about you? Anything in particular there you like or don't like?
No, I agree. Like, as the game goes on, you got to update certain things. I know baseball is the one where there's so much pushback on it, but I just feel you have to. You
Right.
have to update sometimes, and it's usually for the better. There are some things, that don't always work out, but as you just have to make those updates, and I like them.
Yeah, I mean, the National League DHing now, so your Rockies, my Cardinals, they're going to have a DH now. I think that's been a long time coming. There's been rumbles
Yeah.
about that for quite a while, and so now I think that'll be an okay adjustment after people get used to it. They'll look back and say, well, this is okay. This didn't hurt the game that much. So I'm okay with that one as well. I don't know about the extra innings. Extra innings, a man starting on second base feels a little leaguish to me, but okay, whatever. Kind of an
Yeah, I
odd,
definitely want to
odd
see
way
it.
to end it.
Yeah, I'm up for it. I'm at least check it out. But yeah, I agree.
And then we got football. So everybody's favorite
Woo!
NFL. Yeah, we all cannot wait for NFL to start. It's usually about this time that we all start getting the itch for football, but now I think it's like any sport we're getting the itch for. But what have you heard about the NFL, and are they still on track to start in August, September timeframe, or are we? I mean, I guess we're definitely at risk of pushing it back, but what have you been hearing about the NFL at large?
Oh, I know that the preseason has been cut to 2 games, right? I
Mhm.
believe I heard that.
Yep.
And then, yeah, I think training camp was pushed back maybe a little bit, or it should be right around the same time, but who knows, things can change so
Yeah.
quick, but just to hear that, there is that shot that it does go through is, oh man, it just gets me pumped.
And what do your
Especially for the
Broncos
Broncos.
readers? Yeah, what do your Broncos readers have to look forward to this year?
Locke, he had the game, a few games, as a starter now. So I think we're finally going into a season where there's not that question mark at quarterback, which is amazing. Like I don't even know. Peyton Manning was the last time, so it's it's been a while, and just our weapons. Oh man, our weapons on offense. I know people are are going to question it, but I think we've caught up in the arms race to the Chiefs. I really do. I really do. I know people are probably saying I'm crazy or just a homer, but I think we're right there with them. Of course, Mahomes, Mahomes is Mahomes. He's on another level. But as far as weapons-wise, I think we're right there with them.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting year for sure for football as well. And I just hope we have a season. I mean, I don't know that, sports betting in general, talking sports betting, I don't know that it can make it through a year without football. I mean, that's going to be insane if that ends up getting canceled, because football is the bread and butter of all sports books and all sports betting operations. Basically, it's the cash cow for sure. So I'm crossing my fingers every day that we keep that at least going, because we have been seeing on the college side. I mean, there's been news out every day here this week about different conferences that are cutting back things, and it sounds like, I think today the Big Ten announced they're staying only within conference, so there won't be out of conference games. And you're just seeing all sorts of things come up here for college football. So hopefully that doesn't affect the NFL as well.
Yeah, I think, once again, all these question marks and everything, but I'm really hoping that the testing, just they get it good right off the bat, so that way we can have a full season. But you just never know. You just never know. And it's the year of the unknown for all sports, which is kind of exciting, because anything can happen, even more than it usually is.
Sure. So give us a little, before we go here, I don't want to keep you very long. I know you're a busy guy, but before we go here, give me a little bit of, I guess, future talk for Denver sports betting. What's in your future? What are you looking forward to doing? Maybe some, are you covering new sports or have anything up and coming that you're looking to do, or anything that the audience should check out?
Just our content. So once we get back to filming, we have some great shows that we're going to be producing, that just going to entertain. At the end of the day, that's what we really want to do. You sports bet, some people do it to make money. Other people just do it to have fun and be entertained. That's our goal. If you walk away from our content, being entertained or having fun with it, we've done our job. So I'm just looking back, going to look forward to doing videos and everything again. But we do have something big planned as far as a partnership. I can't go into too many details within the next few weeks, though. Definitely kind of keep an eye out, because I think we'll definitely have everyone's attention here in a few weeks.
Oh, I love it. Throwing a little nugget out there for us to keep an eye on DenverSportsBetting.com. I love it, man. I'm looking forward to that news, and I definitely appreciate you being here. How can people, I know they can go to DenverSportsBetting.com, but are you guys out on any social channels or anything like that where people can find you guys?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Our Facebook, our Instagram, and Twitter. So just at Denver Sports Betting. Check us out, like our page and everything. And, just keep following, because like I said, we've got some good news coming. Amazing.
This is Ryan Garcia, the owner of DenverSportsBetting.com. Ryan, any last words for the audience here before I let you go?
Just keep up hope. Just, keep pushing, and we'll get through this.
Agreed. Great advice there. Hey, Ryan, I really appreciate you being here. I'll keep my eye on the site. And of course, hopefully all those Denver teams will make a late playoff run for you to enjoy a championship year for one of your teams. That's always the goal as a fan. So appreciate you being here, Ryan.
I appreciate
Thanks so
that.
much.
Thanks, Ryan. You have a good one.
Than a championship run. All right, you too, Ryan. That was Ryan Garcia, the owner of DenverSportsBetting.com. All you listeners, thanks so much for tuning in. Give us a little piece of your time. We will talk to you soon. Stay safe and have a great one. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Noob Sports Show. If you enjoyed this podcast, please consider subscribing to our iTunes channel today. Plus, visit us at noobsports.com for more picks, previews, strategy, and news. That's KNUPsports.com.